Around 20 years ago, people around the world started displaying a range of special powers and abilities. With each year, the number of these cases increased. The governments of the world needed a way to organize and regulate these people. My name is Angus, and I work for the Superhuman Action Response Team. With my partner Sal, I help document these powered individuals and their exploits. Because heroes don't do paperwork.
So you can't tell me, you really can't just tell me a little early?
Well, I can tell you when it will arrive.
No, I know when it's going to arrive. It's going to arrive next week.
You should just learn to be patient.
I don't want to be patient.
Angus, you have worked at this for almost a year now.
Yeah, it's been about a year, yeah.
And this has been some of the best work I've ever seen you do. I want you to know that the satisfaction you'll get from waiting until the snail arrives will be so much sweeter than just indulging in this right now.
I'm definitely an immediate gratification kind of guy.
I'm telling you to practice abstinence.
Oh, no, okay, Sal. No, that's not what I meant. But yeah, okay, I'll try to take this in stride. Okay, I'm sorry. We got to start the show. Hello, super citizens, and welcome to Heroes Don't Do Paperwork, the only podcast about events both big and small in Super City. I'm one of your hosts, Shart Agent Hopeful Angus, joined by my co-host, Sal Bedfellow.
Hi.
Sal, how are you doing?
I don't know.
You don't know? What's up, man?
Well, so you might recall that I've recently moved in with the Sentient photocopier.
Well, the Sentient photocopier moved in with you, but yeah, Sentient. How is it going with Sentient photocopier? Oh no! What are they like a bad roommate?
You recall that recently we requested that the Sentient photocopier get a new fax module so that we could get and send out and receive faxes. Unfortunately, I don't know if Sentient Photocopier maybe leaked this information or maybe if it just got out there, but someone has been sending faxes to the Sentient Photocopier middle of the night, every night.
Oh, interesting. That's
every
interesting.
Night you just hear that, like fax tone and then the beeps and the boobs.
Yeah. Well, out of curiosity, what are the faxes? What's on them? I guess.
I don't know, actually. Here, I actually brought one with me. Maybe you could help me take a look at it real quick.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
So as you can see there, it appears to be maybe a pumpkin.
Okay.
Maybe, like an apple. Apple with some kind of crease down the center of it.
Interesting. I thought it was like a head with like a spinal cord coming out of it. Yeah. It could just be like one of those like Rorschach things, where we got different things on.
Now that you mention it, kind of looks like my parents fighting.
Oh no, Sal. We haven't gotten too much into your parents. I've only really heard about your mom and you guys picking strawberries when you were a kid. What was your dad like? Loosey goosey or pretty uptight? I don't know if
we necessarily want to get into that this episode. That's
yeah, you're right. You're right. That's a lot to get into. And Sal, we've got a guest today. So okay, I'll tell you what. We'll do a whole episode on daddy issues, because God knows you and I can both talk about that for a while. So we'll put it in a can for now. We'll talk about it later. Store it up for later. Speaking of storage. Excellent segue. I'm getting better at this. We have an awesome guest coming on today. Someone who's actually applying to have a Guinness World Record. And I thought that would be kind of really interesting to talk about. So I figured we'd bring them on for the show. Sal, how's that sound?
That sounds amazing.
So I guess without further ado, please welcome to the show, Susan Box. How are you doing, Susan?
Boys, fellas, thank you. Thank you so much for having me on the show today. I'm so happy. To be here.
It's our pleasure. Yes, you. It's a hell of a handshake you've got there, Susan. Thank you.
I get that from my mother.
Really?
She's got big hands.
Oh, wow.
Big hands, Angus.
Big hands.
Worked out.
I didn't want to call attention to it, but your hands are impressive.
Thank you.
They're very nice. You got very nice hands. Thank you so much for coming on today. Please take a seat. And like I said, I think I ran this by you before, but you're okay still with this. We're going to take this interview and we're going to put it out as a podcast.
Yeah, that's great. You know what? I'll take any promotion that helps get my name out there a bit about my storage. A lot of units, Angus, a lot of units, Sal. Yeah.
And that's right. That's right. Susan, you own one of, I think we're hoping for, but you own one of the storage unit companies in Super City.
Oh, not just one, Angus. The biggest, the number one, the biggest storage facilities in Super City.
Wow.
Sue's Storage.
Wow.
Sue's
Storage.
Yes.
Wow. That's a very quaint name for like a pretty mega-sized corporation.
Thank you. You know what they say, guys? If you got a lot stored in Susan's box.
It's actually one of my more favorite little jingles you hear on the radio when driving into work. Is, If you've got a lot, it's stored in Susan's box.
Bing.
That's what you've been humming. Ding.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's my favorite part is the ding at the end. Well, so Susan, we'll get into the reason why you're here, but why you're here in a second. But I'd love to just kind of hear more about you. Could you kind of tell us about yourself?
Oh, absolutely. So I'm a mother of 3, Kyle, Kevin, and Kim. Two twins, one who's not a twin. I live right beside the storage unit in the bowling district of Super City. Yes. Not many people come down here. It's sad. We got a lot.
It's very noisy.
It is.
It's very
They also
noisy.
have that strike going on at the moment.
They do. Very
and
big
all
strike.
the roads are blocked off, so it's hard to get around.
will be-
but yeah.
No one will be spared. I actually think I looked at an apartment in the bowling district. Sal, do you remember that? I think we might
It
have.
was actually really nice because when you were tired and you wanted to go to bed, you just sort of stand next to your other flatmates, and then a thing would come down and then lift you up.
That's
You know
right.
what? People need to talk more about that because that's something you don't get anywhere else in the city.
No.
It's one of a
No,
kind.
certainly not. Certainly not. Well, that's wow. So you've got a full life. You've got 3 kids. You've got your own business. And you just sound incredibly busy.
I am, there's a lot of things here that people are just bored of and they just want to put in the storage. Some pretty interesting things, I have to say. I've seen a lot of things some things I'd like to forget, others that I'd like to take. But I wouldn't. I'm a loyal woman, an honest woman.
Of course. I guess I kind of got to ask now. What was some weird stuff you've seen kind of get stored away?
Yes. One of the most recent was a mummified cat and her kittens. It was an interesting sight.
I bet.
And another was Cleopatra's hairbrush.
Gotcha. I thought it was going to be a second mummy, but no. The interesting. So a hair. That's really really cool.
Actually,
wow.
Susan, your facility actually does have some of the most advanced systems in place to preserve archaeological finds of all kinds. Something I've been really impressed by. In your opinion, what do you think is the most amazing piece that has been stored in your facility from an archaeological perspective?
Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up, Sal. Okay, so have you ever heard of the Bible?
It's come up.
Yes, a little bit
Yes,
here and there.
okay,
Yeah.
so apparently I've got the first quill that Jesus wrote with that is stored in Unit 417.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, which is wild because I was under the impression that his apostles wrote the book
Yes.
and that
It
he
was
didn't
the
write any
lost
of it.
book
But
of the
that's
Bible,
very
the autobiography
the
section.
the book of Jesus.
Is correct, yes. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that about Jesus in the Bible. He actually wrote the first chapter, the prologue.
Wow. Prologue. Forward, yeah, it's like a forward by the author. It's like, hey, loyal readers, it's me, Jesus. Here's what's going on with me. Wow, that's very interesting. Well, I really want to hear about this. I want to ask something else, though. Might be a little personal, and you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but this is kind of my favorite question to ask everybody on the show. Do you have a superpower?
Oh my word. I get embarrassed about it sometimes, boys.
Oh, no.
But it is, I have the ability, ever since everything's happened, to make everything room temperature.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That must come in a lot.
And so,
Come in real handy when you're dealing
Yeah.
with storing people's sensitive goods.
That's it. Yes.
that's fascinating. So is it just the area around you that you can make room temperature, or can you kind of take like one of your storage units and make that room temperature and kind of just keep it
Yeah,
there?
it's a blessing and a curse, and I haven't had hot coffee in a while. Since
Oh no, I see.
haven't had a hot bath. So it's really cold or hot, I can't feel it. Everything is just room temperature for me.
So like you haven't, so you don't really get to enjoy ice cream in its natural state. You kind of have to drink
Yes,
it.
it's just cream.
Oh,
really,
wow.
it's room cream.
Yeah,
At the same time,
Yes.
though, that heat wave
That's-
we had over the summer didn't affect you.
I was like a pig in shit. I was just enjoying it. I didn't even feel a thing. Yes.
Wow. So I guess so. Is it that you don't feel it, or that it doesn't? Like if you were to go out dressed normally like you are now into like a blizzard, would you just not be affected by it, or would you just not feel that you're freezing
It's
to death?
the feeling. So I definitely have to put
Gosh, oh
clothes
no.
on, like a coat and a
Yeah,
scarf
yeah.
and a hat. I've tried it last winter. I went for a swim, a nice polar bear swim. My feet were blue for weeks. So yeah,
Oh no.
for
Well,
weeks.
That's really fascinating, though. I do like to hear about people's powers. It's a shame we've had guests in the past who kind of also viewed their what made them kind of unique as a curse. Unfortunately, there is counseling for that. We could potentially line you up with somebody.
There are some fellas I can
after the
put you in
fact.
contact with that help other fellas that are down in the dumps about their powers.
Yeah.
Honestly, Sal, that would be a big up for me. Thank you. If you could, after this, after the paperwork for my record, if you could,
Of
maybe that
course.
would be great.
Excellent.
Of course, yeah. So
reminder.
actually getting into that, yeah.
So you have a record. Now,
Yes.
typically when clients come to us about a record, they're either here to make sure they don't lose their claim to it, or they're trying to submit a new one. So where do you fall? Are you trying to keep the record you already have, or are you trying to make a new record here?
This is a brand new record for me here, Sal and Angus. It's been a dream. It's been on the vision board for quite some time. Actually, day one when I bought my first unit, it was a garage, just one unit, and I thought this is
And-
where it starts.
And you bring your vision board around with you
That's
everywhere.
right.
It's
I
lovely.
actually have it right here. I brought it. I don't know if we can
there
show.
it is, yep.
Show.
Well, we'll describe it
Thank
to
you.
people. A couple things that are on it. Giant
That's
storage
right.
unit.
Yeah.
It's actually got. It looks like it has
just looks-
4 kids on there, but like one of them has still got a little question mark over it.
Oh,
That's
interesting.
right. I'm still debating. The 3 are kind of shit, so I'm debating it. I want the 4th.
Yeah. Well, and there's only so many K
That's
names,
it.
you know.
Yeah. Maybe you boys can help me with another K. Who did I have before?
You had Kevin, Kyle, and
Kim.
Kim. I guess Christine with
Kevin.
a K.
Look at that.
Carl with a K.
Cumin.
Human with a
Cumin.
K.
Cumin, ketchup,
You know what?
something like that.
Maybe I have to add 3 more kids to that list because those are all great
no,
K
there
names.
you go. Well, so you want a new record?
Yes.
You've expanded your storage unit. Now, this isn't just your business. You have one of your storage units is very, very large.
Largest.
I guess. How big are we talking here? Because
Okay, we're talking 1,000 feet
Wow.
by 2,000 feet.
Wow.
oh wow!
Very.
And how tall is it? I
It's
guess.
about 6 stories. Yeah.
Wow! So like 60 feet.
60
I think?
feet. Yeah, that's right.
Is that about right? So it's 1,000 by 2,000 by 60.
Yes.
Effectively an apartment building, but just one solid unit.
I've been trying to think of like what would fit in that. If somebody was just trying to store another building, you just put a building inside a building, I guess. But that's what makes it so unique. So,
Right.
Well, so actually, this could be kind of useful for us. Sal, I don't know if you remember, a little while back, we had a giant-sized superhero pass away.
Yes.
And they were in giant form when they passed away. I believe it was Gigantor
Giganto,
or something like that. I think it's Giganto. So we've got this giant skeleton laying around.
Are you kidding?
This is beside the record point, but we might be in contact with you about storing a giant skeleton there, potentially.
Love that. You know me and relics. Relics are my thing. That's
that's right. That's right. It's kind of a mummy,
oh my
almost.
Goodness. A match made in heaven.
I guess my question for you is, besides this giant one you have, how many dead bodies are in your storage units?
Oh, a woman never tells. A woman never tells.
That's fair. You don't need to disclose that. That is
Okay, so
okay.
we were to
All right.
get.
You're winking a lot. You're winking a lot, but I got you loud and clear.
It's a little alarming.
all for
Okay.
history and museums. You know.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yes, it doesn't. It's not that it belongs in a museum. It belongs in a
That's
storage
right.
unit.
Yes.
So I guess, Sal, what would we need to do on our end, I guess, to kind of verify this as a record and submit it to like the Guinness Book of Records or the Super City World Record book?
Well, really, all we need to do is go see this site, ensure that it is actually 1,000 feet by 2,000 feet and 6 stories tall, and assuming that all checks out, and well, we present that information. It gets compared to the previous tallest box, and we go from there.
Wow. Okay.
Now,
Okay, so that's pretty straightforward.
Cassie, does this box actually exist? If we were to go to this site right now, would there be a box that matches the dimensions that you told us?
Fellas, I'm telling you, I would not lie to you. I would not lie to you.
Okay.
We could go there right now.
Right.
On my
Right
moped.
now. Interesting.
Yeah.
On your moped?
Yeah, I got that here.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Okay, well.
I don't know. This could be really big. I think
I'm not opposed to
opposed
going there.
there either. Are you open to going there right now?
Yeah.
This
Can we go
this
there right
moment.
now?
Yes, let's go.
All right.
Let's
Okay,
go.
okay. We'll just do a quick. Okay, listeners, we'll be right back. We'll start recording again once we get to this this warehouse, this
I'm
storage
excited.
unit.
I'm excited, boys.
All right. So do we all just get on the moped
Let's
with you?
go.
I
One
guess?
in the back and one in the basket in the front. Yeah.
Okay, I'll dibs on the basket. Woo! You drive fast.
Thank you.
I didn't expect to go like I didn't expect that shortcut through the motocross district, but this thing held its own.
Right?
It held its own. I only fell off
That's
once.
right.
Where we got stuck in the gutters, and I was worried we wouldn't get out. But then you just sort of popped out, and then we were able to stay in the lane. It was good.
Thank you.
Oh yes, the bowling district. Yes.
I've been around these roads a few times, boys. Yeah.
Well, so I guess here we are. So this is
Here she is. Here she is.
Wow.
In all her glory. What do you
It
think?
really does just look like a building, but just a box.
and it's just the one, and this big door you've brought us in for. This is the only entrance into it?
Yes. This one entrance here, for safety reasons. But
course.
This articulating garage door is 6 feet tall. I can't imagine the size of the spring that would be needed to hold it up.
Yeah, 60 feet, man.
huge. It's huge.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I guess
Feat of architectural magistry. Who built this?
technically
My mother, and with her big hands,
with her big hands.
brick by brick
Wow.
by
Impressive.
brick.
Well, I guess the question for me is then we got to open it up, I
Of
think.
course, yes.
And we got to see because this could very well just be a ramshackle set of walls set up, and if there's no actual storage unit in there,
My heart.
yeah.
Angus, who do you think I am? Cardboard
I-
walls.
I'm just telling you, we've had phony record claims before, and you just seem so
Yes.
trustworthy. I want to just take you at your word, but I really do think we need to get in there and kind of look around for ourselves.
Okay, boys. Let me just open the door here.
Okay.
It's pretty heavy.
It is pretty heavy. Would you like
Sure.
Would you like
yes,
some help
please.
with that? Okay. Yeah. Sure. All right. Sal, come on, help us out here.
Hold on, let me just get my belly right down next to it here, and the door may catch
great.
in my
that's right.
anti-gravity belt.
That's right. Use your gravitational field. That's Sal's power. All right. And I think that's
here
up
we
to
go. Ugh.
And it's
Now,
all right.
before we go into the building,
Woo.
how do you get a 6-story tall garage door down?
Automatic. Oh, yes.
Oh, good. Just the down part is automated.
The up part is the hardest. And I only have one button that just goes down. Yeah. But not up.
Well, you just you gotta challenge yourself.
I was on a budget. Yes.
It's dark.
It is. Darn it. You know what? I don't have any lights in here yet. The light bulb is so high, I don't even know how to get there.
The one light bulb is very high. That's fair. I think Sal, you usually carry a flashlight with you.
Do you want the the one that goes on the hat? Here, let me get out the
I
flash
love
hat
that.
for you.
Yes.
I think you know which one. Thank you.
Oh,
Sal.
thank you, Sal.
Sal always lets me wear the flash hat.
It looks great.
I wear the flash shoes.
All right, so Sal wears light up shoes.
Love
It's true.
that.
Look, let me
okay.
take a step.
All right,
and
pop
look
this
at,
on.
Look at the heels. See that?
Yes,
Gorgeous.
they flash briefly. Yes,
Wow.
they do.
And I've got a lot of good caulking around the end, around the bottom of the building. So I'm glad that you get to see that straight on with the
Good.
shoes.
We wouldn't be able to see that
Yes.
detail without the shoes. That's good. So caulking. So this is watertight, right? You could probably hold a large body of water in here.
Yes, actually, a great point, Angus. If you wanted a 60-foot deep pool, you could do that here. Yes.
Okay. Just because the city has a lot of weird requirements. Every now and then we've had to move giant skeletons. We've had to asteroids that hit the city. That we got to store those somewhere. You know how it is.
30 mer people.
No,
Exactly, mer people. Well,
they're the worst.
We moved a lake.
Oh,
yeah.
goodness.
Mer people think they're better than
really
everyone
do.
else just because they live underwater.
Big deal.
It's a bit
Big
much. It's a
deal.
bit much. They've had it too good for too long. They need to.
They don't have fire though, so
that's
In
true.
your face, mer people.
So, okay, so some other ideas we could store here. I don't know, Sal. What are you thinking here? This looks pretty big.
This looks
Of course,
pretty
we
big.
need to measure it.
Yes, but we haven't measured
interesting.
anything yet. Hold on, let me get out my my foot regulation shoes, and now I will begin to take step after step around the perimeter of the building to make sure it is exactly 1,000 by 2,000.
Thank you, Sal.
All right, so we'll probably just check back in once that's done,
I'm
because
at
that's going to take
15
Sal a while.
already. $1,999. 2,000.
Wow.
Yes.
All right, so how are we doing on perimeter, Sal? That took a while. The sun has gone
Yes.
down at this point.
And we're doing good on perimeter. It is exactly 1,000 by 2,000 feet on the perimeter. That is impressive. You
Thank
don't
you.
normally see exact measurements in buildings, but
which is upsetting because that's kind of the place where you want to see exact measurements.
Another great thing about the Bolin district is everything is exact, unlike other parts of the
that's
city.
right.
You know,
Regulation. Yeah. Well,
that's good. Well, I guess
Sal,
you're.
question for you.
Oh yeah.
How well do you have to measure the height of the building at all, or
Of
are we
course.
cool? Yes.
Well,
Okay.
I personally
right.
won't be measuring the height of the building. This is, of course, Angus's area of expertise.
yeah. Yep.
Okay,
You are
Angus.
totally right. I've got my climbing gear on.
Perfect.
Got that harness. And I was hoping to tie into something, but it seems to just kind of be like a corrugated steel wall.
Yes.
So it's going
You're
to
gonna have
just
to
be
climb up the corrugated steel wall.
I'm going to have to
I can hold you with my
All right,
big
okay.
hands. I got a rope. Yeah,
Oh!
I can.
Thank you. Yeah, you'd be my counterweight for it. All right, great. And I guess Sal, do you have your chalk that you always
Yeah,
bring?
here you go.
All right, cool.
You don't. So the last thing you ever want is to get sweat marks on your paperwork, so you have to chalk up.
Exactly. We chalk up a lot.
I appreciate
we
that.
chalk up a lot. Would you like some?
Sure. You know
Your
what?
big
Fine,
hands?
fine.
Yeah,
I'm
sure,
holding
why
that
not?
rope.
Go for it.
So.
Oh, the
Go
bag's
for it.
empty now.
Oh, oh crap. Oh.
All right. Well, I guess I'll be right back.
While Angus free climbs up the side of this building, Susan, I've got to say it's impressive for someone to raise 3 children as well as run one of the most successful storage facilities in all of Super City. Now, you may have recently heard of a little bit of disruption going on with kindergarten classes getting provisional superhero licenses so that they can assist in crime-fighting activities. And I was curious if your children had been a part of this pilot.
Oh, it's a great question, Sal. So I have Kevin. He's a quiet soul. He just likes to sit by the fire and read a book. But Kim and Kyle, oh my goodness, they want to go out and they want to save the world. Kim, she has the ability to smell a flower from miles away.
Wow.
Yes.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, and Kyle, he has rubber feet, so he can walk on coals and on things when people are in danger. He could walk.
Yeah.
And
You
pick
could
things
also
up.
kick people that are made of electricity.
Great. Yes, he definitely could do that for sure. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. How's it going up there, Angus?
It's pretty good. I stopped counting, so I'm just gonna climb down and count on my way down.
Okay.
How's the air up
Okay.
there? Are you breathing okay?
It's very thin. I'm not used to this high in altitude. We normally work in a basement. I can see all the bowling alleys from up here, though.
Beautiful, isn't it?
It is. It's like the thunder. It's like the thunder of a rainstorm, but it's just strikes of. Wait a second. Do you guys see that? There's one of the striking bowling employees. There's a crowd of striking bowling employees heading this
God.
way. One sec, I'll come right down.
Let's actually spark something. How did this box get built exactly?
It was on my mother's vision board
Right.
to build this storage
This storage.
box. Yes,
by
so
brick, you mentioned
brick
that.
by brick. Yes. Mhm.
But even then, just one person building a building of this size seems improbable. Susan.
It's wild. It's wild. She had the stamina of a Egyptian worker.
Sorry, I'm back. So, whew. Sorry, I just cut the last bit of that. So your mom built this on her own and didn't at all use like a labor force or
Nothing.
anything?
Okay.
It has nothing to do with all these disgruntled bowling alley
employees.
patrons.
No,
and-
not
yeah.
at all. We wouldn't do that. We
Not
would
at all.
never.
No.
We would never put
Okay.
people in and not pay them or do anything like that. It was all my mother.
Well,
But we should probably wrap this up and before they come and
Yeah,
say anything else.
Honestly, they look pretty angry. I think we should probably just head back onto the basement and then just kind of finish this up. What do you think,
works for
Sal?
me. Yeah.
Back on the moped, shall we, boys?
Oh, please. Sal, would you like the basket this time?
Yes, please. I had a berry basket like this when I went to go pick strawberries once.
here we
I'll tell you
go.
the story on the way over. I had gone to a library to get a book on how to make jams and preserves, but another young woman stole the book before I was able to check it out. And so the
Awful.
berries we picked rotted inside the fridge. And that's why my dad
Wow.
was yelling at my mom.
Oh my
all
god.
right. Remember, Sal, we said we'd save that for a later episode, but I appreciate you opening up like that on the moped ride. All right, so now that we've seen this, we've seen your structure, your storage unit. It does seem to fit the specifications you put forward, and it does, though empty, seem to be like it could be used as a storage unit.
Very box.
So
yes.
we'll
Thank you.
It's a very nice box structure. We will, I guess, Sal, you can kind of finish up this paperwork, and we'll send this on to the powers that be at the record holder, the Hall of Records,
Alec
and
Guinness's
we
book.
will get back to you. Alec Guinness, yes. And now, people think that he's big for playing Obi-Wan in the original Star Wars movie, but it's really his. It's
Meticulous
really his
record keeping about large and
yeah.
small. And
Yeah.
Really the best of things.
The best of things, the most of things, these kinds of. So we'll get back to him. We'll talk to his blue ghost and let you know how that goes. And you should hear back from us. I don't know, 10 to 12 business
Now-
months.
Okay.
Susan, what usually happens after someone makes their way into a book of records? It puts something of a target on their back. Because now
Yes.
you are someone to be.
Yes.
I'm concerned for you because largest box, this is a pretty prestige type title. And I'm worried
you.
that others are going to be gunning for your box and trying to take your box down. Now, we have a couple of self-defense courses that you may be interested in. Maybe some instructional sessions on how to keep and defend property, how to build something of a base. There is plenty of opportunity here for you to grow so that you can protect your record and ensure that it continues to be the largest box.
So we've got a couple brochures here
This
for
is
you.
perfect.
You know,
Thank you. This is more than I even
Yeah, no
thought
problem.
I would get from you both. Thank you so much.
Do you have conceivably anyone at all that would be looking to take you down, looking to
Yeah, or even like a group of people, just something to be on the lookout for. Anyone you've possible enemies, you know. Do you have
wanna see you
you don't
suffer.
have any like exactly, you know.
Honestly, boys, I can't think of anyone, even
Gotcha.
that mob, let's say, of people that
Oh,
were
sure.
chanting Susan sucks. I don't know
screaming,
who
"We
they
have
are.
your kids."
That's right. Oh, I don't know. They always joke about that. They
always joke about that. Yeah.
But I feel like I have nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you need any help with that, here's our card.
Thank you.
This is for this number will take you right to Sal's desk because I don't really answer my phone. So yeah, if you don't have any more questions for us, I think that's gonna wrap up our interview with you.
Fellas, thank you so much. Thank you for taking a look at my box. I'm so happy I got to share it with both of you and you got to see it. So thank you very much.
It was wonderful. Thank you for sharing it with us. And I felt like we've learned just as much as you have at this interaction, if not more.
Agreed.
You know? All right. Well, that's going to do it for us here at Heroes Don't Do Paperwork. For those of you listening at home, remember, try to do the right thing.
No, it's been a long while since I've gotten hands-on with a box.
Anytime, Sal. You know what they say, if you got a lot, stick
Put
it
it
in
in.
Susan's box. Ding!
Ding! Hey everybody, Angus here. As always, Sal Bedfellow was played by Matthew Wally. Susan Box was played by Cassie Pyatt. Cassie's an artist, comedian, and improviser. You can follow her on Instagram at CJ_Vans. And if you're in love, looking for love, or want to know more about love, check out her podcast, Love Is, where all podcasts can be found. If you like the show and want to support it or any of the other shows on the Podcavern Network, head on over to podcavern.com and check out our merch store. There are lots of cool t-shirts, hats, stuff like that. Anything you buy there will help keep the lights on here. Thanks for listening.